They move straight into the finals here. We're moving straight into the finals. That has been waited for. As you can see there on your screens, their teams on DAYSTAR Falcons making their first appearance in these finals. KCB, on the other hand, have been in all the finals. This is their fifth one in this penultimate leg of this year's circuit. Journey towards this final has been nothing short of nail-biting stuff for KCB, winning their knockouts courtesy of their good conversion kicks, running out victors against hard-fighting Cabras in that semi-finals. In the end, the conversions were the difference. DAYSTAR, on the other hand, really went at hammer and tongs with Strathmore Leos. And at the end of that university derby, Strathmore Leos lost. Gonna be an interesting one. Strap yourselves in. It's gonna be a fast drive. Both teams, last time they met was in the quarterfinals of the Christie Sevens. After a fantastic day one from DAYSTAR Falcons, they came unstuck against KCB, losing that one heavily. But they went on to finish in the 5th place, did well for themselves. This is a repeat of that, Oscar. What do you have in your visions here?
I think this is the first final DAYSTAR rugby have been
in any sevens,
series, I think, ever in their history. But the difference here, on paper, you'd expect KCB to win this one.
Nah, it's not going to be that easy.
But on paper, Patrick Odongo plays for DAYSTAR University. He also happens to play for Kenya Shujaa and a couple of our select teams. I think they made a mistake. They allowed this one to bounce.
Yeah, KCB kickers off and they go all the way, pushing DAYSTAR Falcons into their try box, and it's an attacking scrum here for KCB, 5 meters out. And they're looking to just set the pace fast here.
Some cramps here.
And that seems like Festus Shiasi. As you see, they're just going down. And he was already grimacing as he tried to put Clinton Amkwachi down there. So he had picked a knock, an injury probably on the knee. And it's taking some extended time here to sort him out. Physio Kohli there for KCB Rugby. Long-serving physio. And Shiasi is such an important player for KCB. They wouldn't want to lose him at the kickoff here. He also takes the kicking duties at times for the conversions.
This is the 5th tournament, and KCB has played 6 games in every tournament. So it does catch up some of these.
Yeah, looks injuries. Like he won't survive. And a substitution being made early on here, barely seconds into this game. In comes Stephen Osumba Zola to pack in there at the midfield. Shiasi has gotten out worse from that contact, and he won't be playing any more part in this match from the extended break there. So referee calls game back into order. Time is on with an attacking scrum here. Floyd parking himself at the center there. You expect something to be coming along that channel. Warring times here. Steps back in, steps again. Goes into contact, will require support from that rack. Asati with ball in hand, swings it quickly to the left. Long cutout pass from Onyala. And in goes strong big ball carrier in Olukusi. Shrugs off the defender's right away from another. And just like that, KCB hit the front here.
I think the play seemed a bit obvious. You'd think that Wagwire will be trying to something out in the center. But what the forwards did there after the scrum, just fell back. And then Olukusi went wide. So as soon as that ball was coming back, they used him correctly there. So Nyala very, very aware that he has Olukusi on the outside. Olukusi there just stop.
Yeah, Moses Keragori there not able to go one-on-one against Olukusi. And the supporting tackler also fails. Conversion not good, so scores remain 5-0 And we restart a high ball into Daystar's 22. Daystar, of course, still in this match. All it takes is one strike. But that ball is turned over. Eddie Wambugu with an ambitious overhead pass that is intercepted and turned over. Lukusi with the ball goes into contact there. Attracts the attention of Emmanuel Maraha. Penalized there and quick tap and go from Floyd Wabwire. They have numbers to burn. Bob Muhati coming in strong. Steps back in, steps again. And bundles himself over. Hasn't placed that ball, has he?
He's held up. He's held up.
Yeah, looks like he's held up.
He's definitely held up. Definitely held up. But
that might come to bite them.
But to get the ball again. To get the ball again. Sevens do get a second chance. Yeah, it was held up. Very well done there. Very well defended.
I don't know who was under Bob Muhati there, but did fantastic job to keep him out. Looks like Clinton and Mukwachi, where it was looked so sure that KCB were in for their second try. Of course, they get the advantage of a restart 5-meter attacking scrum. Once again, they scored from the other one after deceiving to go through Floyd Wabwire, then moving the ball back very quickly to the 5-meter channel.
This time they put Wabwire on the wing. Again, just variating play here, trying to...
Yeah, Tsindoli coming on, and off goes Clinton Amukwachi. Looks like that tackle on Bob Muhati also hurt him. No, he comes back in. I will just confirm who has left the pitch there, because Emmanuel Maraha is the one who's left. Too early disengagement from the rack, from the scrum down, gives KCB advantage. Penalty here, and Clinton Amukwachi will just be called back here because referee had already sounded a warning there, a penalty advantage.
I think they penalized like this also in the semi-final, where they are disengaging early. Of course, the hooker, I think, or Amukwachi trying to get quickly into defense.
Yes, shooting off the lines there, identifying the heavy ball carrier in Bob Muhati, offloads to very nonchalantly, goes in there and puts the ball over the line at his own pace. Vincent Onyala benefiting from a strong carry back into traffic by Bob Muhati.
I think the selection is deliberate here. Use power players early in the game, and then take advantage of the rolling subs. We've seen them doing that as well. Again, the kicker goes so far, Elijah.
Yeah, it's something that we're seeing often here, as you see Vincent Onyala just jotting down an extra 5 here. Scores remain 10-0, but Daystar still yet to get any attacking ball. We've not yet seen them attacking, and that will test KCB's defense. They raise it high, going to contest for it this time. Daystar come better off from that contest, but it's turned over. Again, KCB denying Daystar Falcons any ball to work with. They immediately set off. Now Floyd is being kept quiet by Patrick Odongo there. Both teammates from the Kenya Sevens. Bob Muhati steps back into traffic, offloads to Emmanuel Opondo, who cuts back in, men to burn out to his left. Here is an easy try for KCB. Samuel Asati, another 5-pointer. Quick tries in succession here. Daystar Falcons not getting out of their red zone.
And he's starting with the kickoff reception. You have to watch this again. It's kickoff because they're losing that ball when they're getting receiving it kickoff. The kickoff wasn't too difficult. I think just an individual error there on the kickoff reception takes possession back to KCB.
Out of offloading tackles, keeping the ball alive. Daystar not having an opportunity to contest on the racks. That ball moving quickly to the outside channels. The conversion wasn't good. KCB reigning supreme here in these first few minutes. 15, and Onyala again goes airborne, recovers but knocks on the ball. Finally, Patrick Odongo with ball in hand. Floyd Wabwire is having none of that. Former teammates, as Floyd came from Daystar a couple of years ago.
Oh, he's isolated here.
Yeah, that will be a turnover if they're not careful.
Yeah. I think Onyala, no, not Onyala.
Floyd.
because Floyd put his hands to support his body weight.
Finally, even as the hooter sounds for the first half to be over, DAYSTAR have to attack from deep in their half if they are to get themselves onto the scoreboard here, trailing by more than 2 converted tries. For them to have any momentum, Oscar, they have to score now before the halftime.
To be good, yes, it will be a good momentum psychologically. As you see them switching the field here, trying to put Dom on one end, KCB themselves put a bit right in front of Patrick.
Yeah, and Floyd shoots up to cover that space between himself and Patrick Odongo, causing the DAYSTAR Falcons to switch to the other wing. And it's a contest in that rack. KCB good to go here. They have their line, Sindoli being manhandled there by Bob Muhati. These might be turned over. They survive that, and pressure points here, pouncing on the loose ball. Olukusi going over for his second try, and KCB's fourth. All pressure. I think DAYSTAR have to stabilize, around those set pieces.
Look, 20 points in one half.
Yeah, it can also be 20 in the other half.
It can be 20 the next, but I think the issue is exiting out of this place.
Yeah.
I think they're playing themselves into trouble here, DAYSTAR. A couple of the players just making not the right decision. Moses Kiragori sometimes carrying the ball into contact. He's not the biggest.
Yeah.
And then he carries into Muhati. So he ends up being isolated there. And that was just a simple smash and grab there by KCB. Got the ball back off him. And then Olukusi just picks up on bounces on the loose ball. And it's an easy try. This is actually easy points here for them because they didn't have to work too hard for this.
Yeah, they just go for the turnover, apply pressure on defense, and once you spill the ball, the territory advantage comes into play for them. They have missed all the conversions, but it's a healthy 20-0 break as we go into this halftime. Second half of this final match of George Mwangi Kabeberi 7th 2025, the 35th edition. And in it, KCB running off with the first half 20-0 against DAYSTAR Falcons. Oscar Osir, what's your take on how DAYSTAR can come back into this one?
I think so, because what it means here, that DAYSTAR have kicked off and KCB have made an error in their own 22 here. So maybe KCB are definitely better defenders, but maybe DAYSTAR here can just put them under pressure and see if they can get something out of this. They're playing in the right area.
Yeah, they have a lot of work. They have to apply defensive pressure here on KCB so that they don't exit. They have to have their tackles counting, and it's Speedster against Speedster here. Floyd cuts back in, identifies the weaker runnings, shrugs off one. It's created space for his Bob Muhati here, who has to offload. If this has to make sense, benefit, he does so to Elvis Olukusi. Too many of DAYSTAR Falcons players here on this channel, 4 of them. Yeah, a quick ball here will leave them exposed on the outside channel. Floyd fumbles that pass, and they have to restart here. DAYSTAR Falcons just hanging on. KCB doing well to get themselves out of the red zone, but they will be hustled out of this one if they are not careful. They cool things down. Bob Muhati going in. A lot of players hanging offside there.
But there's an earlier high tackle. The referee has called a high tackle.
Yeah, as we say so, Moses Kiragori goes down injured, just close to the restart area, so the referee has to stop that game for a moment. Otta, look at that. You know, yes, they have to get themselves back into this one, but they don't do themselves any favor standing offside.
No, they're not, and they're getting really attracted to the ball in the collision area, so it's making life very easy for KCB as well. Kabeberi doesn't look too happy with that knock. So it looks like an obvious replacement having to come here.
Kabeberi being ushered out by Medix. They play no further part in this match. And KCB restarting with a penalty. Samuel Asati goes to the right.
No sweeper for DAYSTAR.
Yeah, no sweeper. No sweeper, although Arnold Agonda just fashioning himself to stay deeper here as ball comes back towards his channel. Olukusi at the heart of that defense, goes in strongly against Clinton Amukwachi.
The penalty. I think Amukwachi is hurt. Yeah. They keep him in there deliberately.
KCB just managing this game, though they're in their own area. But this break, this stop in play, affording them a lot of breathing.
Look at that. The kick for touch after they get a penalty just outside the 22. I mean, that gives you an idea of their mindset here. They're leading 20 points to 0. They're under real pressure here from DAYSTAR. As you see this tackle here by Amukwachi on Lukusi, and then
yeah, Stephen Osumba just puts him in there, trapped between the ball and the scrum off.
They eat into the clock here by playing the set piece, KCB.
Yeah, successful line out for them there, and they look to reset even as they are hustled at the rack there. Stephen coming in on a short line, leaving that space open for him to get into it. But Patrick Odongo reels him in, and there's a knock on, a hint of a knock on there from Stephen. Referee allows play to continue, but yeah, Stephen Zola just gets reeled in by Patrick Odongo coming steaming in from the right wing there when he thought he saw the try line.
Look, I mean, that was a good defensive play by Odongo. Again, DAYSTAR players caught ball watching the rack. They are all concentrated in the same area. It's a really good cross-cover tackle here by Odongo. It's one of the reasons why Kenya does not concede many tries in the first half, because of people like Odongo and Asati, who don't only just appear in attack but also in defense. Good work there by the Kenya international. But I don't think that is how they want to use him, DAYSTAR. I think they would want to see him racing down the other wing towards the other twilight.
Yeah, really good play here from KCB. Second half, 3 minutes remaining. We are scoreless in the second half. All the points scored in the first half by KCB. And now just going through the motions, managing the clock here.
Now DAYSTAR kick for touch in the second half when they are under pressure.
When they need, yeah.
Could have exited like this. Maybe the couple of times they got 1 or 2 penalties in the first half.
Yeah, the score wouldn't have been this way. And they need the time on the board, which is not in their favor.
As they say, maybe you have the benefit of hindsight.
Finally, with some ball to work with, Sindoli off that base, swings it to Agonda, Agonda to Eddie with a long pass to the speed man. Now it's 2, but they shepherd him. It's Wabwire against Patrick Odongo, Wabwire against Patrick. Patrick goes all the way to show who is the king of pace around these areas.
Just to give you an idea how good this young man is, he did about a 30-meter sprint across the field on the other end to defend for his team. And then somehow, after playing in Monaco a couple of weeks ago,
finds the legs.
He's here to find the legs and sprint about 40 meters down
against a fellow winger.
Again, a speedster on his neck. But I mean, this is a really, really good winger here.
Yeah, serious pace.
Patrick Odongo, very good defender, and again here on the attack. I mean, watch this. Just a stop and go. There's a bit of contact here. He has to get away from and be evasive. Oh, he left a bit there on the 0 to 5 takeoff. The takeoff speed was just fantastic.
Too fast. Finally, DAYSTAR get themselves onto the scoreboard here. Only a minute remaining on the clock as changes are made here by KCB. Brian Wahinya comes in for Emmanuel Opondo, Jenkins Kipruto for Samuel Asati, and immediately takes them back into their 22. Eddie Wambugu with ball in hand. The kick has to be as good as the chase, and KCB really tracked this one well, pinning DAYSTAR just outside of their 22. And they also kick into the back end, which is well marshaled by Jenkins Kipruto. Fresh legs here, will try and get out of it. Floyd just maybe perhaps short of breath. Oh my, loss of concentration there, but it goes back. Again throws it back into the pitch, and Sindoli picks it up.
I think he stepped into touch. After those two wonderful runs, I think Odongo deserves a break, so he's gone onto the bench.
Yeah, loss of concentration, or perhaps the sun, whatever the case. Michael Wekesa there just flings that ball into play, but steps out. KCB now at the final end of this game, as the hooter goes, any stop in play here, they will be crowned 4-peat champions of the Kabeberi Sevens. Won it all the way from 2022 when we resumed after the COVID break. But DAYSTAR wanting some more, a double digit on the scoreboard here, keeping ball in hand. Clinton Amukwachi shrugs off two defenders but goes to deck. KCB lining up on these shorter side numbers to burn here. Will DAYSTAR make it? Yes, they do. Putting something onto the scoreboard into double digits there. Going over, Tonio Goma coming in and scoring. 2010, a respectable figure.
I think it could have been better if you ask me, because in the first half I think they made a couple of tactical errors as a team. They didn't concede anything in the second half, so I think they made those adjustments. Coach Mosiro there very quickly, I think, did a good job to address whatever those defense frailties were existing. But you must give some credit here to Patrick Odongo also for bringing them back into the game and keeping them also in the game.
Yeah.
With that defensive tackle. And then about 45 seconds later, he races 40 meters down the edge of the field. Squad try for DAYSTAR.
Yeah.
But ultimately, KCB wins.
They are very consistent, most consistent team in this circuit by far, winning their third trophy in 5 finals. The other 2 that they lost, they did lose them to Strathmore Leos. And now with that win, they put some 9 points between themselves on the leaderboard, the circuit leaderboard between themselves and Strathmore Leos. So 9 points is a healthy lead. All that they need to do is get themselves into the semi-finals, you think, in Dallas Sevens, and they lift the overall circuit, because the winner gets 22 points and number 4 gets 15 points. That is 7 points. So you will think with 9 points, KCB's work in Dallas 7 is just to get to the semi-finals. And yeah, well, they win it.
Yes, and that depends on the polling. I saw the polling earlier. I just didn't take note of that polling, how it was like. Because this is one of those things. About 3 tournaments ago, we spoke to Charles Kabeberi.
Yeah.
And they did say that in the olden days, sometimes somebody would stumble upon another team in the same route. So to try and perhaps give them some problems, not to go beyond.
So then that has to be the same. That has to be the quarterfinals.
Yes.
KCB has to exit at the quarterfinals to
Correct.
lose, and Strathmore have to go all the way and win.
Correct. So it's still possible.
Yeah.
But you may think that would be a very, very big ask for anybody to stop KCB at this point.
Yeah.
The KCB train has left the station and it's gained momentum. Whoever will stop it will make for a good story for this 2025 National 7 circuit, because this looks like a KCB championship to lose.
Yes, even watch the highlights of that finals there. KCB walking away with this, and 20 it wasn't sufficient, and KCB make it 4 trophies in a row for Kabeberi Sevens. And we now move on to the awarding ceremony for the George Mwangi Kabeberi. Wrap up this year's 7th circuit, sponsored by